Welcome everyone to DZtv number 7. My name's Rob.
And I'm Jack.
We have a special guest. What's
It's
your name?
Me. I'm Tyler. That's me. Everybody probably already knows me. All 3-4 people tops watching. Here I am.
That's right. We have a special guest. So Tyler's never been on DZtv. He's usually too busy having a life. And
very true. Very true. Yes.
Now we rigged him onto the show. So there you go. There he is. We're just going to show him the whole night. Here, let's just put him on.
Ta-da! That's my face. That's what I look like.
So, Tyler, I hear you have a YouTube channel. Is that true?
Wow. What a gracious, very subtle slide in. I'm not good at shameless plugs, but if I were, I'd probably say I have Deadzone, your one-stop shop for all things Tyler Schultz playing video games. Just kidding, not video games. It's tabletop games.
I thought I recognized you.
Your seamless segue threw him there for a second. He almost got in.
Yeah, I really did. I almost got totally thrown off there.
Good.
But yeah, so, if anyone doesn't know, which everybody probably does, I have a YouTube page called Deadzone, and I make battle reports and stuff. And it's fun. And you should watch and subscribe and like.
Smash that bell. Ding that dong.
Yeah.
Yeah, ding Tyler's dong.
Wow, it's racist.
Come on, Rob. He's not even
racist. Sexist, maybe.
Or ding that gong would be actually racist.
Oh.
With a G. Yeah. That's where you should have gone with it, but you missed the.
I'm Canadian, so I'm not racist.
That's true. You're too polite for racism.
That doesn't play well up here. This might be the last Deadzone television now due to your tomfoolery and hijinks. If it is
thrown out here,
that's what I'm here for: hijinks and tomfoolery.
So Jack, what are we talking about tonight?
Well, you already got into the YouTube situation with young Tyler, and Schultz. He also has I just watched a young Schultz video that had a bit of Vanguard, some ogres.
Ah, yes.
If you don't mind telling us about your Vanguard strike team.
Okay, well, strike team, it's a war band because it's fantasy-y, but I appreciate the strike team aspect. But yeah, I just finished my ogres for now. They are looking super fly and super handsome, so check it out on my channel if you haven't yet. It looks really professional. The most professional. No one else is even close. No, but I have a nice turntable thing, and I get to show off all my adventures. It's pretty nice.
Your Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, that was my Alec Baldwin. Yeah, there you go. We'll just stick with that.
A veritable Rich Little.
I've never heard of Rich Little. I guarantee it.
You nailed it. No idea.
Ask your dad. Yes. So I saw you had a nice snazzy new backdrop on there, a turntable. You were discussing the warband, how it was going to be interchangeable with your Kings of War army. And
indeed.
Such. So
yeah, this is a really good time for fantasy and for me right now. I'm in like full swing of fantasy. The Deadzone campaign's out of the way now, and that was super fun while it lasted. But now it's all about Vanguard and Kings of War, especially because I have a regular Kings of War group in my area now, and it's been really fun to be playing every week, which I've never really had before. I mean, I did back when I played 40K, but like since then I haven't had like a hey, we're gonna show up on Tuesdays and play a game, and it's been awesome. And they're starting to get into Vanguard, so yeah, I'm really excited. It's a good time. So yeah, I just finished up my ogres. They're all looking super fly. I have now. I did a whole bunch of Kings of War ogres too, and so now I'm at like almost 5,000 points of ogres, which is super cool. I get to basically pick whatever I want out of the book and be like, oh yeah, I'll play this today. So it's a good place to be. And let's see, looks like we got a thing from Rusted Beetle. asking if I'm going to Adepticon, and I would say wouldn't miss it for the world.
Nah, he's not going.
No.
He's been banned, actually.
Yeah.
It was
I'll
last
have to
year.
wear a fake mustache. You know,
That's right.
I'll sneak in.
What will your fake name be?
That's a good question. Someone, guys, give me names in the comments. Tell me what my pseudonym should be.
Obviously, Tyler is not used to dealing with the crowd that we draw in. If he's asking for input from the,
well, I figured it's going to be terrible. So
it's scandalous.
And let's see, Beetle. I actually haven't looked at the schedules yet. I don't know which games cross over and which ones don't. So I haven't actually registered. I probably should.
Yeah, I think it's Deadzone is in the morning, and then it goes to Vanguard. So it's like 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. is like filled up.
I don't know. It's just so much gaming. I don't think I could handle it. It just seems like so many games in a row. Hell yeah,
I could.
let's do it. I can.
I refuse to play any games at Adepticon. That would be my like hope. Although Pat has wrangled Jack and I into running some games, so that's gonna suck.
But the big question is, will your Vanguard and/or Kings of War army be transported in a drawer from what should be a small stationary shelving unit beside your desk with something taped over the top? Is that a possibility?
That's a fair question. Actually, it might still be a yes, except this time I'm going to bring it as my personal item because that's what I did on the way home, and everything was perfect. Nothing got touched or bent or broken or anything. So it's actually not a bad shout if I can fit it all in there, but definitely not what I did last year and trust it to the bubble wrap that did not hold up.
Yeah, you had a lot of gluing to do when you first arrived. I remember
too many spears, too many spears and swords for bubble wrap.
Speaking of last year, though, and speaking of your ogres, I did see that creature you bought last year painted up. He looked awesome. He did a really good job because he was destroyed.
I'm really happy with him. But yeah, I had him primed, and then I got the little ogre warrior guy and put him on there, and I had him sitting on my shelf for God knows how long, a really long time. It was like basically since Adepticon until the past couple of weeks, and then I finally knocked out all my chariots because I got some chariots at Adepticon too, and so I did the whole chariot formation for the ogres all at the same time. So I'm ready to roll. Let's do this.
Coach said, make sure you put your name on your army this year because things seem to go missing. And he also said to check backpacks.
Yeah, that's pretty good advice. And hoodies.
Yes, because hoodies is just where we keep our tokens when we don't need them.
Basically, I just know that if I reach in the back, I can probably find an activation or something. Is that guy suppressed? I don't know. Yeah, of course he is. Just got to reach back and get it.
Cool.
But I will be named and labeled, Coach. I will be named and labeled.
With whatever name that the chat decides.
Yeah, the only so far we had persnickety badger pants, and I'm not sure that he doesn't look like a persnickety.
I'm not super persnickety. I'll let a bald line slide. I'm not.
Maybe that's one of those
guy.
ironic names, like calling a bald guy curly.
And the funny thing is, you said I will get a fake mustache, whereas you didn't even say, "Oh, I've got 5 months. I'll just grow a mustache."
Well, you know that won't happen. It'll just look terrible. Last year I tried No Shave November, and I just got some ugly patches here and a little bit on my chin, and that's about it. It'll just look terrible.
No, eventually hit puberty. It'll be all good.
Ooh, Assless Chaps McGee. I might have to. If you send the Assless Chaps, I'll consider it.
That's his nickname. No, we have to share a room with him. I don't want to see Tyler with Assless Chaps. Thank you.
Do they come in either way? I mean,
no. Well, no. It wouldn't be a chap then. We are staying at the Embassy Suites. So we do get our breakfast and we get happy hour. So that'll be a good times. And we're pretty close. So we'll be having fun times there. And yes, Adepticon will be fun. It always is. Seems like a lot of people are going this year too.
Tends to do that. I like being I like having fun. It's like my safe space of just explosion of hobby. It's awesome.
Are you going to go like last year and go crazy and try to play every single game possible?
Well, I think they're adjusting it so you can't. But if yeah, I don't know. I'll look at which tournaments I want to do the most. I mean, Deadzone's obviously still priority numero uno, but I'd love to play Vanguard too.
I think you can play everything. It's just there is no firefight tournament this year because they just couldn't fit in the schedule.
Yeah.
It's just other games like the Mech Wars or the Barroom Brawl and those kind of things you probably wouldn't be able to play. I don't think any of the big ones overlap each other.
I'd love to play Dreadball again too, because Dreadball is super fun, and all the Dreadball dudes are really fun to play with and against.
Yeah, it was always good. That was on the day before too, which was nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, last year I think that was on Thursday.
Yeah, one of the yeah. Oh no, jet bike races this year either. That's unusual. That's what Beetle said. I'm amazed they're not there because they were very popular. And yeah, there is a Deadzone, the movie by Pat, which is a narrative kind of game where you're pretty much playing a 80s action movie in the Deadzone world. So that should be fun. And like I said earlier, Jack and I will be doing some Mech Zone. We're redesigning Mech Zone, and since we redesigned it, Pat enlisted us in running it. He pretty much said we had to run it, so that sucks.
Well, you do have a podcast called Deadzone the podcast, so being active in the Deadzone community is kind of a thing.
Well, let's just quit the podcast, and I think that's the best solution, right, Jack?
Well, Tyler's already assured us that made it official. This will be the last Deadzone television. Might as well just cancel the podcast, and then that's fine. It saves some space. Me and Ian Davies is starting. We're starting a Vanguard podcast, Vanguard Across the Pond podcast. So you can look forward to that, everyone.
I don't even know who Ian Davies is.
He's on Frantic Gamers.
Come on, Rob.
Jeez, not a frequent listener, huh?
I am a frequent listener. I just don't know their names. I know Ben because he's the person I talk to, but no idea who the other people are.
Jealousy to your attempt to scuttle my new podcast, Rob. It's not becoming.
Really no, it's not jealousy. I'm already out the door. I've already started deleting things. I'm all pro Jack going off to do his own podcast. We're splitting the band up. I've gone off to Mobile Armor Radio, and Jack can go off to, what was it called? Vanguard Across the Pond.
Yes.
You got to get a better name. That name is not very good.
I think your Mobile Armor Radio plug was just really great. Just slide that in there.
Well, it was great, except for I forgot the name of the show. So.
Oh, it's almost great.
Yeah, it was almost smooth, except for I forgot the name of it. Shows you how much I care, which is not at all.
Smooth until it wasn't.
Yes, more about Mech Zone in the future for AdeptCon. We're still working on it. We're still. It's going to be mechs are going to be provided this year, so you don't have to bring your own, and it's going to be some wacky stuff because Jack are involved. So it's not going to be it's not just going to be some rambled together rules that used to be version 1 of Deadzone that they try to make into version 2, and nobody could die because everybody had like too many hit points, and we're fixing it.
Yeah. Sounds like fun. I never played any version of Mech Zone, actually. I'm always in tournament.
Yeah, and you weren't there that first Mantic Open night when they did it, so.
It's true. It's true.
And I'm sure there will be a... Yes, Wacky Races with Stuntbots is very accurate, actually. Beetle, you're very close.
Wacky Races is just the best. By the way, just for the record, let the record show, the Arkansas Chug-a-Bug in Wacky Races is the coolest car. And I'll fight anyone who says otherwise.
Oh.
It's pronounced Arkansas. Arkansas.
Not many people know that.
Not many people do.
It's true. Probably most people don't know Wacky Races either. I mean, maybe they do.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not... I used to love those, but they were barely ever on TV even when I was a kid. You never got to see them.
No, but you did say that Penelope Pitstop was your first, when you knew you weren't gay. Like that was years when your Spider-Man stopped fitting properly.
My underoos. Well, on that subject, I forget what I was going to say. I was going to say something about AdeptCon.
Why, yes, I have been playing lots of Star Saga, Rob.
Star Saga, have you?
Actually, I have. I've been really patient with because I really want to know the story, but I've been very diligent about not reading the story, and I'm on the last mission now, so I need to have one more throwdown with my friend and my team. But yeah, it's been really fun. I really like Star Saga. It's super super fun, and I can't wait to see all the expansions and all the character creator crap. That's going to be really fun.
Yes, eventually our Kickstarter will come to us, and we will get that.
Yeah, I'm in no rush. I have enough painting crap on my table, so
Yeah, there's always more. And I was going to say, it was Mantic Open Night, and we don't know if it's going to happen, but I assume it's since it's not part of Adepticon, like it's not in the book, but I'm sure Pat will announce it. They wouldn't do it without them. All the regular people are going to be there, so I'm sure we'll still, like Ronnie's going to be there, so.
cool. That's always fun.
Yeah, so it should be a good time. Open Night's always fun. Although last year it was all about Hellboy. I wonder what this year is going to be all about. There's nothing new. There's no new games.
Here's Negan.
Yeah, but that was last year too. They even had that there. So by then that's already out, I think. So
No.
there's no. It's even Gen Con. There was no real news, and it was kind of the open day was like, yeah, still more the same. We're still doing this. Stuff's still shipping. It's all good. So I have a feeling that there's not going to be any big surprises at Mantic Open Night. Kind of like 2 years ago when it was. I think Terrain Crate was announced. What was like for us is like who cares, but
I can't find Terrain Crate anywhere. My local shop has some of the sets, but I really want the new one they released, the Town Center. That's the one I really like. But so I'm just like saving up my pennies for that one. But until I can get my hands on it, I just can't.
Yeah, Adepticon will be the way to go for that. Probably they had really good deals at Gen Con for it, but we'll see.
Okay.
And the one I liked was the Battlefield one. It was all fences and tents and things. It was kind of cool. That's the only one I was like, well, that'd be sort of useful if you're playing mass battles. The rest of the inside stuff is great for role playing games, and maybe for Dungeon Saga, but I don't really.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about most of the sets, but that brand new one, the Town Center one, that just looks so good. It's got like a hangman stand where they, and little market that like it looks like it really brings your random, fantasy buildings, but actually makes it look like a real place. So,
Jack, you got some of that. What did you got? Like a fountain or something, didn't you?
I got the torture chamber.
Gallows, that's what it's called. Thank you, Beetle.
Oh, I thought you said Hey Man. I thought like it was like a Wicker Man situation where it was gonna like.
Oh no, hang like.
The hang you demand.
Okay. And yeah, I got some.
You got a portal, I think.
A dungeon one that had like spider webs and like runes on the floor. I got some scraps from a bunch, like a little of this, a little of that.
Yeah, it was like when they got everything shipped to Gen Con, they got all the Kickstarter ones that they were leftovers that they could sell. But then they also got all these Kickstarter things that were like the add-ons for Kickstarter, which you couldn't sell. So I got given one, so I passed. Well, actually, it was given to me to pass on to Jack, and so Jack ended up with that. But yeah, I'm not. That kind of stuff is not that interesting to me personally. But
it wasn't. It wasn't to me either until Vanguard. And then Vanguard came around. And I'm like, damn, I really want that.
Yeah, and if you play Kings of War, like some of those ones would be really useful. But none of it's good for
the hedges and fences and stuff for sure. But
I was watching the Vanguard battle report, and they had the tents and everything, and the little stump with the axe in it, and it was all over the battlefield. And it was like, oh, that's a nice addition.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, actually, Beatles says for Pathfinder and D&D. Yeah, that's if you're playing with like even role playing games. We never play with miniatures. We just do it whatever they say, mind's eye kind of stuff. So even then, we wouldn't. Yeah, not even graph paper.
Theater of the mind.
All in our heads. But yeah, you were saying? Sorry, Tyler, I interrupted you.
Oh, I was just saying. I got a brand new exciting purchase that I want to talk about. I got a big 6x4 mouse mat, and it's
Oh,
awesome, and I love it. It's
uh,
from let's see, what's it called? Frontline Gaming. That's what it's called, and it's called the Tundra. It's just
oh,
super sweet. It'll be in battle reports soon once I can film.
yeah. We
But
have
yeah,
the
they're
brass one
super awesome.
from when it was fat mats. It's the same thing. They just split
Yeah,
from fat became one and frontline became the other, and it is really nice. It's heavy as hell, but we have the grass one. So the Tundra one would be very cool. You're gonna play some Northern Alliance on there.
yeah. It's a really good blend. It's not so tundra that everything just looks dead. So you can still put green hills and things on it. It doesn't look absurd. And then yeah, I did a whole bunch of terrain for Vanguard because I got in the zone and I couldn't stop. It's awesome. I did trees and I matched the bases to the mat that I got and all this. It's super cool. So yeah, battle reports are going to be sweet soon. And it's fun. My first attempt at snow effects. I think they turned out pretty good.
Cool. Look at you doing bases. You've come a
Oh,
long way.
for terrain. Don't get me wrong. Not
Oh,
for miniatures.
your
No,
miniatures aren't gonna have working bases.
now my miniatures do have good bases actually. I'm gonna do that same thing I did for the terrain for my Northern Alliance for sure. It's gonna look good.
Yeah, that would work well. Speaking of Vanguard, I think all of us are getting into it slightly. Jack and I less than Tyler, of course, but
Well,
Jack.
yeah, we've done some. I've done some painting and some building and stuff. So hopefully, sometime soon. By the time we do our next podcast, I'll have some pictures and some. I'll be able to hopefully, if it's supposed to snow tomorrow, but if I can get out there and prime the rest of my big stuff, I'll have maybe I've got a full strike team now, and yes, it is a strike team. Uh, Hopefully, if I get them all primed up and painted, I'll be able to play a pretty couple different army lists.
Do you want to tell everybody what you're playing? Because it's not what people would expect. I think.
Um, I would blame Trainaholic actually for my choice because he built what was probably the nicest playing surface I've ever seen, which was that hellscape board with the towers and the lava flows and such. So, and hopefully by looking at the video, and I've tried to match my bases to that board, I'm playing Abyssals.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting.
See, I never loved the Abyssals, and then Vanguard came around, and now I'm looking at the Abyssals thinking like, yeah, I could get on board with that. I could get on board with that.
Oh, okay. I thought he was talking trash already. I just announced my army of choice, and he's already like, "Oh, up yours."
No, I mean every single faction I could see myself building and playing, which is a real problem because that's what I did with Deadzone, and it became a real problem. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah, it's the same with me with the Night Stalkers. I was like, I don't care about Night Stalkers. Then I saw those like special miniatures they have for those guys, like the booster pack, and I was like, oh, that looks so cool.
Yeah.
And even the Abyssals, that guy on the horse, Jack doesn't like him that much, but I think he's so cool looking.
Oh, really? You don't like the horse guy, the Heliquin?
It's not that I don't like him. I don't like painting mounted figures. I was thinking of making his horse a ghost horse, though, just because I was like, I want to make it look a little different. But yeah, Blood Mask, his name is.
Yeah, Blood Mask and Heliquins. Awesome.
Is that his real name, Blood Mask?
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
With a Q. Very French.
Yeah.
Blood Mask.
He's got the je ne sais quoi.
Well, that makes sense. The French are from hell, so it all makes sense.
That does make sense.
And Tyler, obviously you're playing ogres at least. You have those started.
Ogres and then undead because those are my two Kings of War armies, so gotta match those up. And then I have the Northern Alliance too. So I'm working on the undead before I dive into the Northern Alliance. I'm trying to keep the blinders on before I just go full on squirrel and try to do everything. So
with your
stay on target.
sorry. Yeah, stay on target. With your Kings of War guys, did you multi-base them or did you make them able to be separated? Because I multi-based everything, so all my whole Kings of War guys are, unless I got to rip them off their bases, are useless for Vanguard.
Yep, same here. I multi-based everything, so that's okay though. It just means I get to do more hobby. That's actually the coolest thing about Vanguard so far for me. It's just like I actually want to just make specialized guys that look like they're part of my army, but a little bit more special than the rest of my army. So it's been really fun. Yeah, the undead, I'm not taking quite as much care as I did with the ogres, just because undead are a lot, I don't know, gruntier. They're a lot grindier, so it's always like, oh yeah, here's 5 zombies or whatever. But I was listening to just a little bit of the open day things because I need to catch up on that because of the time zones. But apparently, after the dwarves and after the goblins, they're going to do undead for Vanguard, like a full list. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, right now they only have, what, 4 armies have full lists, I think?
Yeah, but I mean, the starter armies are actually really good. Like, there's quite a bit of depth in them. The only problem is sometimes you have, like, a really expensive commander, like the ogres. Like, he's a 48-point commander, and then you only have 200 points to play with, so...
Yeah.
Kinda.
And there's not, some don't have spellcasters, which all the ones I've built so far don't have spellcasters anyway, so I don't care. But a lot of people are complaining about that, but they'll come.
Well, people like complaining, so
Yeah. For me, I made a Northern Alliance just out of all the scrap material that we had left over from Dungeon Saga that we never painted. So I turned
I saw those.
I turned the undead trolls into regular snow trolls, and then everything else. I had lots of dwarves kicking around, so I was able to do all my grunts as dwarves and things like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I have enough to build 2 different lists for the Northern Alliance, and then Pat was nice enough to send Jack and I some stuff to fill out some armies, and I'll have enough for a Basilean army since I have tons of Basileans laying around. I just didn't have some of the other units, like the random stuff, so I'll be having that started soon, so that's kind of fun. And yeah, we'll have to play sometime, and I'm sure we'll get roped into playing at DZtv also. So
it's really fun. I mean, it's just gameplay wise, I really like the balance of it. It's got its own flavor. It doesn't just feel like Deadzone and fantasy, and it doesn't feel like Kings of War mini. It feels like its own thing, but it's just really fun. The decisions, I love the fatigue mechanic. That's a really cool. You can basically fatigue your guy for an extra short action. So you can do 2 of your short actions, and then you can fatigue him for a third. And then next round, he can only do 1 short action. It's a really cool mechanic. It's really fun to play with because you can do things that people don't expect. It's like, oh, I'm going to run this guy over here, and then I'm going to shoot, and they don't expect it. It's awesome.
Yeah, a lot more variety in just that little thing adds a lot to the game, for sure. It complicates it, and the nerve. I'm not sure about the nerves so far. That's the only thing I'm less like. That's a little Kings of War for me, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, when you actually play it, it's not too bad. I mean, I when you first read it, you're like, oh god, this is gonna suck. But then when you play it actually makes a lot of sense. Usually if you kill a guy and then the guy still passes his nerve test, he still lays down there, and he's just laying down in the middle of the battlefield, so you can just go G-stomp him. So he usually dies anyways, so it's not a big deal.
My favorite mechanic is the fact that, except for your grunts, that you've got a chance to stay on the field, so that you've got your favorite guy. There's a chance that he should be out, but he's not.
Yep, and then your other guys can sweep in and come to the rescue, or it's really neat. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting for sure. I think they did a good job in, like you say, making a game that isn't just. They could have just ported over Deadzone into fantasy, and it wouldn't have fit very well. But they could have done it. But it's kind of good that they did their own game. It's a totally separate game. Still use D8s, which is nice. We have to love our D8s, but
with exploding eights are awesome.
Yeah. And the models are. I'm just amazed every time when I first started with Vanguard, we never backed to Kickstarter because we're like, whatever, it's stupid. And but then the model, Every time we see
such,
the model,
such a Rob thing to say.
yeah, well, it's like we backed Firefight, but that's stupid too. But the models, every time they showed the models off, I'm like, wow, those are really nice. And as they show more and more of the models, I'm like, these are really nice models. So I want to own them all. So I really regret not backing. Of all the Kickstarters, I think that's the only one I haven't backed from Mantic, and that's the one I regret not backing, which is not a good sign for any future Kickstarters they do, because then I'll be like, well, I didn't back Vanguard. I have to back this one. I might fall in love with it later. So
that's how they get you.
No,
but I went super light on the Vanguard Kickstarter too. I just got the Northern Alliance, and that was it. So I just got that in the rule book, and yeah, I kind of feel like I should have dove in a little bit deeper and got one of those big ass giants and all the cool stuff. But that's okay. Oh, it'll happen eventually if it's meant to. This at least keeps me at bay, and I have to do one thing at a time, in theory.
Yeah, that's right. Concentrate on what you have, and then later you can fill it out.
But yeah, I kind of wish I would have got the giant pledge and then kind of either sold off the guys I didn't want as much to my friends, or just kind of kept them. So, oh well.
And even the giant, he's such a reasonable price. What is he, $40 for he's huge. Like, that's worth $40. The plastic alone is worth $40.
Yeah. Well, I really regret not getting the Frost Giant, because the Frost Giant is just.
Oh, yeah, it was exclusive, wasn't it, that one?
Well, it's not exclusive, but it's going to be really damn expensive, because it's
is it?
Yeah, it's a big old model, because you have to get the giant to start with, and then it's like a resin, like his arms, his clubs, oh god, it's absurd.
Yeah, it looks. Sometimes you think, okay, you're just slapping some extra stuff on a model. It's not. It changes it entirely. It looks like a different model.
Well, and then one of the Mantic employees is saying, like, the amount of resin that goes into just making that guy's club is like as much as like a Cronius, which is like a model that's like the size of my hand almost. It's like, holy crap. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
And at the Mantic Open Days, somebody was taking pictures of the cabinets with all the items. One of them had a giant that was a Night Stalker giant. He had like a weird hood on, and it was really weird.
Shadow Hulk. He looks super cool.
That thing, yeah. So I didn't know if that was just somebody modded it up, but is that's going to be coming in the future also?
Yeah, I think January is the plan for Night Stalkers or something like that. They're trying to get the inventory ready, I'm sure, and then they're going to release upon the world.
Yeah. So Night Stalkers are looking nicer and nicer to me, amazingly. Which, once again, I would never have said that 6 months ago, but these models.
Yeah, when I saw the Shadow Hound at Adepticon, I was like, oh man, I should have got those, because that's super, super cool.
Yeah, I saw one of those at Gen Con, and yep, it's very bigger than you expect and very cool.
Mm-hmm. A lot of details that you just don't expect too, just like random screaming faces that don't belong. It's just really neat, creepy.
Yeah, I remember Pat was painting everything. He was like, oh geez, more faces here, and or was it on the Giant Jack that he was complaining about all the buckles? There was just so much detail.
All the ropes that are wrapped around the thighs and the arms and stuff.
Oh jeez.
Finished, and he'd be like, oh, more ropes. Yeah.
Yeah, the details of those miniatures. And if that's any indication of what they're going to do in the future for other games such as Deadzone or even Hellboy when that comes out, that's going to be great. It is a big step up from what they've been doing, I think.
I think that's true.
And yeah, what else can we talk about? You've been playing any Deadzone?
We have to talk about Tyler's other project, his big thing.
Oh yeah.
No, we don't have to talk about that. I don't think that. It's not big news or anything.
Tell us about the Third Sphere.
Oh.
Yeah, so the Third Sphere is a podcast between Coach and
Ugh, no. Please, tell us about the actual news. We don't want to hear about that crap.
Oh.
See, I don't endorse this. Let the record show. Let the record show that I do not endorse dogging on the Third Sphere.
You've been jumped on this show like a attack.
We don't dog on the Deadzone podcast nearly enough.
Yeah, but the Deadzone podcast is kind of.
Or Deadzone the podcast. Sorry, I know you guys are first negative about that.
Uh,
Persnickety Badger. Yeah, there he is. See, he is persnickety.
See, Coach, I got you. I can talk crap too. I can step it up if you want more. If you want more,
how dare you be
trash talk.
How dare you? So, anyways, yeah, your actual big news, Tyler, about the change to your channel, sort of.
Comedy misdirection aside, I have started a new venture. Basically, I partnered up with Paint All the Minis, which is a really cool, basically just tabletop community. It's online, so think of it kind of like I don't know if there's anything really comparable, but basically people just post up all their pictures. It's like one of the fanatics groups, but not specific to a game.
Yeah, it's almost like Cool Mini or Not, how Cool Mini or Not started, where it was just people posting up their minis.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like that. It's a podcast too. It's a really cool podcast run by Dan Adam. He's a super, super nice guy, like absurdly nice guy.
So he wouldn't Jerry Springer you like we just did about the third sphere, like where we would just bring you on and then start mocking and ridiculing, like he's a decent person.
I'd say decent at least.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's got a funny comedy edge to him too sometimes. Yeah, so I was on his podcast, but my episode hasn't been released yet. But basically, I'm going to do content production for or with Paint All the Minis, which is pretty sweet. So it'll be different games, and this is kind of my way to expand into other realms outside of just Mantic stuff. I mean, right now I'm doing Mantic stuff with Paint All the Minis, but I mean, this will give me more options towards, new avenues that I wouldn't have considered or things I wouldn't exactly invest in. But if they get sent to me, I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I'll play. But so far, I have made 2 battle reports, a painting showcase like I did with my ogres, but for The Walking Dead, and an unboxing of the Walking Dead course set. So yeah, I've so far only done Walking Dead, but there's more stuff to come. And he's really, it's just a really cool, positive environment with like just enthusiastic people like me.
So unlike us, yeah,
it must be so foreign to you. That must be like
surrounded by negative Nellies, and all of a sudden you get
yeah, it's a nice step. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's exciting because it's just more of me just doing stuff I like, but this gives me kind of a way to branch into different realms.
That's right. Get away from Mantic. Screw those guys.
That's not at all what I was saying, but go ahead.
GW for life.
Yeah, I'm going straight back to 40K, baby. Kill team all the way. Screw Deadzone. I hate Deadzone.
There you go. We knew it. We knew that's the truth. You heard it here first, people. Report it. Call TMZ.
Yeah, I'm sure someone's going to clip that part where I say that and
yep.
slander my channel.
Yeah, somebody's going to do it.
Beetle, I'm looking at you. I see you.
So that's good. So Paint All the Minis, it's only a couple months old. So you must have been like one of the first people they contacted. Like that's pretty good. Ground floor.
Well, the website is technically just a couple months old. So yes, right. Ground floor on the website, the launch. They're trying to expand into merch and that kind of stuff. So they're trying to become bigger. And I'm a little tiny cog in that wheel. So, but yeah, the podcast has been going on for a while. But yeah, the website. It's pretty damn new, and so I'm right on the forefront of it. Just exciting too.
Yeah, it's cool.
Because who knows what this is going to turn into? It could be, just really low key. Every once in a while, make a video, or it could be a wow, this is a really awesome opportunity kind of thing. So, and yes, I have been painting more minis because of it, which is actually really cool. Just because obviously, with a name like Paint All the Minis, I can't have a battle report with half-assed minis. Not that I've ever done that before, but if I were to have skipped basing or something, I don't think I can do that now.
No, you're not going to show up like a basic bitch with your gray plastic and
or baseless bitch.
Tyler Schultz, baseless bitch.
A baseless bitch. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's exciting to, I don't know, think about what it could become. So that's my big news. News.
Ooh. Ooh, you see that, Rob?
Yeah, I do listen.
It's a callback to our show back when he used to listen to it.
Wow.
Ooh.
I don't listen to it either, Tyler. I don't mind.
That's vintage, vintage Deadzone the podcast lingo.
That's right. You know, he's a OG fan.
Yeah. Back
But I was going to say
war bonds and defeating the Hun. Back then,
it's real vintage. I was going to say about that paint all the minis. It's good to see that it's not just doing certain games. It's trying to do everything, which is nice to see. A lot of these sites tend to focus on 40K because that's where the money is, or like even Beast of War seems to be going that way. And obviously, mini wargaming has been that way for a long time. So there needs to be a place where people can talk about other games freely and not have to just listen to 40K constantly. So hopefully that's true.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of the overall feeling of the whole community itself. Like if you go to the Facebook page, everybody's supportive of. Some guy puts up Napoleonic miniatures, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's super sweet! Look at the highlighting, blah blah blah." And then the next guy puts up, Star Wars Legion stuff, and same response. People are like, "Oh yeah, that's a great paint job." It's not about screw this game. You should play a real game. Blah 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 blah. So it's been really positive, which is what if you haven't noticed, I'm fairly positive.
Really?
If you haven't noticed.
I don't know. We've heard you be negative once. I think you said, "I don't like this."
Total.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a racial. It was a rank that I thought it was shocking. It was awful.
It's okay. You can just edit it out in post, right? Oh crap! It's live. Crap.
I assumed it was just that one time he got a slightly overcooked burger and said, I don't appreciate this.
Just because I could do better.
But he only said it to himself. He would never say it to anyone else. So.
We only noticed because the tip went from 20% down to 15%.
Ooh. That's how you know they messed up. That's hardcore.
Yeah, that's you done messed up. Yes, so there you go.
Pat says at least 3. I think that's probably fair. And yes, just a tip, of course. That joke was just sitting there and none of us took it. But Pat's here to pick up the trash.
Yep. Well, Pat doesn't know that you've abandoned Mantic, though, so he thinks you're on his side still.
Abandoned. Yeah, by covering The Walking Dead All-Out War. Definitely not a Mantic game.
Yeah, it shouldn't be, but it is.
But I suppose since you are branching out, you're going to need to, pick up some products from other companies, and so if you ever need an excuse to buy, what was that game with the knights and the
oh yeah,
Parabellum.
Yeah, the Parabellum, which I still don't know if they're ever going to get their crap together and actually make it happen.
Oh. Is it going to be another Terracotta Warriors for you? Another?
Oh, I knew you were going to bring that up. I knew it.
You're so upset that those never came out.
Just to salt the wounds. Ah.
That would imagine that, just an army of Terracotta Warriors for Kings of War.
I can almost picture it, and then it's like a fleeting memory. It just goes away.
Much like a foo dog just bounding away into the distance.
With a Terracotta Warrior on top of it with a spear, looking awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, yet another company that goes to AdeptCon and then just shows off their wares and then disappears.
Yeah, maybe I'll. Yeah.
You have to contact those guys if they're still around. Get them to send you stuff for freezies.
The delightful frozen summer treat.
Freezies, yes. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to talk about. We have 15 minutes left, people. Think of something.
Oh,
I'm done.
Well, I see that Coach called Adepticon Akon, and that just made me think of, Akon, like the singer. And that's funny. But I
was thinking Acorns. Acorns is what I was thinking of. People ask us some questions in the chat so we can keep going. Otherwise, we're quitting.
No one,
quitting time.
no one in our audience knows who Akon is. Like that's
true. He's the one guy with the voice and the thing, you know.
yeah. The valedictorian of your graduating class, is that who you're talking about?
Akon.
Yeah.
Akon.
You're actually fairly close. His name, we shortened his nickname was A-Rib, which is pretty close to Akon.
But also could be, depending on his ethnicity, could have also been pretty, can't be yelling that out across like a parade ground.
Yes, Pat. He is kind of an R&B singer, but it's spelled with a K. Just so you know.
It's not the same as Adepticon.
Correct. Don't get him confused with Adepticon. They're actually quite different.
So, Tyler, when are you putting out a video about anything other than Walking Dead? Is it going to be anytime soon?
For Paint All the Minis?
For anything. Your videos they're not coming out like they used to.
I put out the Northern Alliance unboxing, and I did the Ogres thing. Oh man, what a hater. Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get you to talk about your channel some more.
And I did the Dreadball video not very long ago. It was like a month ago with Tim, where we did the whole Dreadball game, and then I've added crowd noise, so when they score, like the cheers go up, and when I scored because I was the away team, the crowd would boo, and it's a good time. You should watch that one if you haven't. It's a fun video.
It is a good time. You just have to do that live. You have to get like a soundboard so you can do it live.
Yeah, but we're not smooth enough to do games live. We stop way too much to be like,
yeah. Beetle did have a question. He said,
nobody wants to see that.
What do you want to play most non-Mantic at Adepticon? Is there anything you would play that's non-Mantic?
Game-wise?
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't know. Well, not at Adepticon. I don't know. I like Mantic stuff too much. There's too many Mantic things I like to start branching out. But in terms of games that I'd want to try to play more of, I'd want to play the Song of Ice and Fire game, because those miniatures are awesome, and I got a really cool demo of it with JP, so that was fun. JP of old Mantic Radio fame, if anyone doesn't know.
He lives
he's actually same city. He's in the Kings of War group, kind of.
That's cool.
I might be trying a little bit of Necromunda because we kind of have a deal going where JP's gonna play, or Johnny P, I guess, is his Mantic name. But yeah, he'll be playing Vanguard if I play a little bit of Necromunda. So I'm going to learn Necromunda hopefully on Tuesday. And then basically we're going to do a demo. So I'll do a demo of Vanguard for him, and then he'll do a demo of Necromunda for me, and we're going to build a gaming group. So
you're dead.
I need to at least see what it is. I'm not going to try to buy the miniatures or anything. I'm just going to use the guys I have for GCPS.
That's quite cool for you to play Mantic miniatures or for Necromunda. It's a little FU to them.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just curious, just because I don't know. He seems to have a lot of fun with it, and he keeps telling me I need to try it. But then he sent me the rule book, and it's something near like 200 pages long, and I said no. So I'll do a demo, but I'm not going to read this freaking tome.
That sounds like a GW game.
Oh yeah.
We do actually have a new game store near us, right, Jack?
I don't know. Until we get to the check clears, I'm not going to be shilling for some game store or a brand of confectionery. That's some sort of hosiery.
You ask Jack a question, and then that's what happens. We have the store's called Battle Line near us, and it's in St. Catharines, which is not too far from us.
It's not too far.
So we might get to play some games.
That's cool. That's exciting.
Nice. Yeah.
There's lots of table space, and we've already discussed. He wanted to know if you were looking to do some battle reports and stuff like that, and so or maybe going to be able to produce some different stuff now with the space available.
We'll have to see.
That'd be cool. That'd be very cool.
And then we'll start playing Necromunda, because that's what happens when you go to a store, it seems. They corrupt you.
Nah, I'm still heavy into the Kings of War. That's where the money is.
Really?
And by money, I mean zero money. I've never made a dime from this, so.
10 minutes ago, it was Deadzone's my jam. Now it's Kings of War.
It's both. It's like a light switch. It's either on fantasy or it's on. There's no off. It's just either on one or the other. And so basically, I'll probably be all Vanguard all the time until Star Saga shows up, and I'll be like, oh my god, Nameless and all the Beermen and blah 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 blah. And then I'll be, it's just gonna go back and forth and wibble and wobble.
Eagle Caught? Yes. Warpath is dead, right? Right, Tyler? Warpath's totally dead?
Warpath is not entirely dead, no. It is at a lull, admittedly. I'm still on the rules committee, technically. I don't know if I have the amount of time to fully engage with the rules of Warpath and Firefight. Yeah, it's not entirely dead, no.
We're still alive, Tyler. People can still see what you're saying right now. You're airing some pretty soiled laundry. Are you sure you want to continue on this path of?
I am sure. I brought it up to them, and they're like, no, just stay. We'll see. Because what I really want to do is start developing I have started, but I want to continue developing the rules for the new stuff, for the Nameless to be in Firefight at least, and then all the fun stuff. The part that I struggle with is the hardcore rules lawyering for FAQs and things like that. But
yeah, you're the more creative end. That's for us too. I would never be able to sit there and, I don't like this one because it gets +1. It's like, well, no, who cares? But I think you're similar to us where we just couldn't handle that.
And it's still a very fun game, and it's not like I don't think about it.
Yeah, let's not come on.
You're talking about Deadzone, right? Not
but
Firefighter.
I would not say it's got a death certificate or any of that. Just ease off the hyperbole. All right, it's not dead.
That's true, because there is all that stuff coming down the pipe for it. All that. Oh no, there is nothing coming down the pipe for it, right?
No,
there's no new vehicles. There's, yeah.
No.
I hear there's a great podcast about the Warpath universe, though, with great faction breakdowns, and I think it's called the Third Sphere.
You guys don't talk about Warpath anymore. You're all Deadzone and.
Yeah, just during the summer of Deadzone. I mean, you gotta pimp out the summer of Deadzone.
Yeah, it was a good time. Did you play a lot of games for the campaign?
Not nearly enough, no. But I did get to finish it with a bang. I went out to Michigan for a wedding, and I got to meet up with Rick Hall and Brian and all the other cool dudes, Doug, and that whole shebang. And we got to play a couple games, so that was sweet.
Yeah.
That was a good finish. Rick beat me, barely.
Wow.
Very, very, very tight game. But yeah, it was fun.
I've heard Rick can't beat anyone. That's pretty bad.
That's not true. Rick's a good player. He just likes to teach people and takes it easy on him because he knows the game in and out like no other.
Did he pull the old spider trick where he put a spider on the board and let it run around all the models?
That was great. Yeah, there was a small spider that just ran onto our Deadzone board and just would jump on the models and hang out on their shoulders and just run around. And we didn't have the heart to flick him away or blow him away or kill him, so we just let him kind of do his thing. It was pretty cool.
Rick, if he has a pocket full of spiders, and when you're not looking, he'll just put them on the board every time.
Oh, I
don't even know how many times it's happened.
Yeah, he is Spider-Man. It's well known.
Indeed.
Yeah. So Firefight's dead. We've covered that.
Yeah, we covered that.
Wow.
Can I talk a little trash about Vanguard?
Yeah, I thought talk all the trash.
Since Tyler did literally say that Tim Curry peeking out of a sewer drain said Firefight floats down there. Vanguard, I don't know why
You're living in the past, my friend. It's not Tim Curry anymore. It's Thor's brother now.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, he's a Skarsgård. That's one of Thor's brothers. He's got like a ton of them. So
no,
it's true.
No, it's a Hemsworth. Hemsworth's are
Hemsworth.
Thor's
Oh, not
brothers.
Skarsgård. Who's Skarsgård then? Oh no, that's Skarsgård's the other guy.
Yeah.
True Blood.
Blood guy, yeah. I knew it's his father is in Skarsgård's father is in Thor though.
Okay.
Welcome to Failed Pop Culture References, the TV show.
It's
live.
Thor's
Just fix it in post. Fix it in post.
That's right. We'll edit that out.
Oh.
But yes. Anyways, point is it's not Tim Curry anymore, Jack. That was the point.
No, the point is, Tyler said Firefight was trash, and then I wanted to say, then I wanted to have a small...
said that you Mantic game again. Don't forget.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, well, okay. Jumping ship from Mantic is different than calling Firefight trash, because someone can still be involved with Mantic like ourselves and still say Firefight.
Yes,
true. So my problem with Vanguard.
That's the name of his book.
I'm just wondering why when all the models that came with Dungeon Saga and you can buy all the models come with a 25mm base.
Oh, yeah.
Then in Vanguard they've made it a 20mm base, so you can't just take your the miniatures as is from Dungeon Saga and play them. You have to then dissect them.
No. Jack, I have something to tell you about that.
Bases don't matter. Thank you. I agree.
And I'm not taking my things off those bases. You're going to be playing against me with 25mm bases. That's all I'm saying. That's the stupidest thing.
It's a huge advantage for you, Jack. So it's not a huge advantage.
It's not advantage either way. It's the same both ways. So yes, I agree,
25,
Jack.
20. It's all for pansies, anyways. 40mm ogres is where it's at. So
you don't care. It's all big bases.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right, Jack. Why would they not? Why wouldn't you just make it the basic? Well, I think that's the base that comes with Kings of War, though, right? They're 20mm.
Yeah, it is the Kings of War size base.
They should have said 20 to 25mm for these guys and like have a range.
Yes. Okay. So that is my. I'm not as say vindictive, and I'm not going to say something as scandalous as young Schultz said about Firefight and Warpath. But I do have a that is my small niggling for Vanguard.
Just doubling down, tripling down.
They already come with a 25mm base, and so with that being said, if my Imp Swarm was on a 50mm base, would that be okay with you, Rob? Because I kind of like.
What's it supposed to be on?
It's supposed 40. To be on 40, so a 50 would just give you an advantage, Rob. I'd take it.
All my guys are on 25mm bases, and I'm sure my trolls are on 50mm bases. So at this point, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, bases don't matter.
Bases don't matter.
Good. As long as that's been
that's right.
Addressed. That's a big weight off my shoulders. I'll be able to go to sleep tonight knowing that I got that off my chest.
Yes. Just when we bring them to the tournament, our opponents will yell at us and flip the table. That's all that matters.
Well, I do want to right now say I want to learn enough so I can bring an army to Adepticon. The problem is space-wise, I'm going to either have to decide Deadzone or...
it's like 12 models. You can do it.
Yeah, but we have to go through customs, and we have to. We're
probably flying this year, so we'll have less space.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to decide between the two, but
just wear them as a decorative belt. That's a very nice belt you have there. Oh yeah, it looks like a snow troll. It's a very thematic article of clothing.
And then put your snow troll.
They make him strip search and find the ones that he hid in his cavities, and it's not a good scene.
My prison wallet.
Didn't you buy? Yeah, I think Pat's right. Didn't you buy a cool case at Adepticon for that exact purpose?
I did, because we already needed a full case, and I brought that one home, and it was filled up except for maybe like one small corner was. So every Adepticon, I have to end up buying a foam case.
It's just every time he comes home with a new case.
Well,
Bob
they're gonna be there. The foam case guys love you. They love you so much.
But
well, it's
yeah.
been an hour, so everyone who's not a patron, sorry, you have to hit the road. Get
No,
out.
everybody's got to hit the road. We have a hard out on this one.
Yeah,
We're
Bob.
not. We can't
A
stick
hard
around
what?
too
A hard what?
long. A hard oot.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought you said, but I wasn't sure.
Okay, so we're done now. No one can. Okay, so I can start snacking.
Oh, you just dropped all your Reese's Pieces all over the floor.
Oh no! Oh no! I did not. This is a peanut butter.
It's a cup. Wow.
Ooh,
You're lucky.
oh gee.
Jack bought a lot of Halloween candy, and there was no kids. Well, actually, didn't you work? That's why.
That's even better. Well, fellas, I have to say it's been very fun. I like catching up.
Finally coming on the old DZtv.
Yeah, I wasn't working a Saturday night, so that was weird.
I was lucky, yeah. So that's why it's a little earlier this month. We usually have it a little later. So we're thanks for coming on. Check out Tyler.
Yeah, run through the plugs one more time. That's the reason he's on.
Yep, Tyler, yell all your plugs out.
Deadzone, Paint All the Minis. I'm gonna have some Vanguard coverage on Paint All the Minis soon too. It'll be kind of on both channels because that's what I'm all about right now. And then the Third Sphere. Those are my 3 plugs. So check them out, peeps. Even though I'm sure all the people in the chat already do, but yeah,
I think half the people in the chat are on one of those shows. So
yeah, that's true.
Someone is spamming chat though right now. Hashtag Team Tim. I don't know what that means.
There's just comments on random parts of the chat that says "Where Tim."
Yeah,
where Tim.
I don't know what that means, but anyways.
And he's actually in the Paint All the Minis thing. So if you want to see him play The Walking Dead, boy, are you in for a treat.
Excellent. We're very excited, and we're gonna check out the website because check out the
website and the Facebook page. They're both pretty cool.
We're gonna engage.
Very nice, yeah. Or
cool.
If you have questions about how to paint minis, people are all over you. If you have I want to think about doing this, they'll tell you everything that you should or shouldn't do too. So do it out.
I don't like opinions of other people. I'm out.
Speaking of out.
Oh, Rob, never change.
Jack, do you have anything to plug?
No, not unless I get some sweet cash. If you've got a haberdashery or perhaps some sort of, a bazaar stand or some sort of thing that you want to plug, then sure. But until I get the sweet shekels, no.
Cool. I have nothing to plug either. We'll eventually be back for Deadzone the podcast and team building exercise. Jack, do you remember who our team this month? Why do I keep saying year? It seems that long. I don't remember.
Yes,
the plague.
The plague? Is it the plague? At least Tyler knows what's happening. Anyways,
I'm not even on that show.
Yeah. Well, I'll quit. You can come on. Yes.
And herd those cats? Are you kidding me? That's your job. That's your job, Taskmaster. I don't want to deal with Georgie.
Nobody wants that job. And Pat is correct. Mobile Armor Radio. Check that out. That's our mech show. We talk about mechs in it. That's about it. And I don't think we have anything else. So much. Oh, go check if you like comic books. Go check out Superhero Crew on the YouTubes. I do a weekly X-Men show, but Andrew from Family Gamers, Andrew Jr., he usually rants about stuff and it's hilarious.
Yeah, Andrew's rants are hilarious. They really are. I don't even know the comics, but I just watch the videos for Andrew's rants because they're very entertaining.
Yeah, that's really what I do too. It's just I want to hear Andrew rant about things because he gets upset and it's hilarious. Also, sometimes people from the future come in and you shoot them with shotguns, so that's kind of funny too. Yes, we'll be back again someday. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not next year. But we'll be back.
Wow.
Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
Oh,
I'm just cringing. That was the worst.
yeah.
There's no showmanship. There was no nothing. That's.
But you refused to do any showmanship, so someone else had to do it. So there you go. I threw it to you, and you didn't do anything. So.
And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
That's right. Bye bye.
Oh, nice. I like that one the best.